What is going on, everyone? Hope you guys are having an amazing day. And if you're new to the channel, my name is Paul Brown, and this is Make Life Fit, where in this channel we talk about everything from working out, nutrition, meal planning, all the way to mindset stuff. And today is kind of more about the mindset and really how to keep and achieve your goals. So this presentation has come from almost like a New Year's resolution standpoint. So where I did this presentation earlier, but I also told people that I was going to put it on online for them to view if they weren't able to get to that presentation. So this is how to keep and achieve your goals centered around fitness, but you can definitely apply this to any goal that you want to achieve, whether it be this year or this month or coming up soon. All right, so let's get right into it. It's only going to be 4 steps, so grab a pencil, pad, get note taken, and also I want you to kind of visualize what I'm saying as we go through it, so you can start to formulate your plan as well. All right. So number 1, we're going to start off with dream. So dream being number 1 is more of a mindset or mind frame, the frame that we're going to start to think about this goal. So think about dreaming, right? When's the last dream that you had? Think about that for a little while. The last dream you had. You know, the last dream I had, I was on a rooftop somewhere, and I jumped off the rooftop and started flying, right? Floating through the air, and it wasn't until I woke up is where I was like logically like, well, I can't fly, all right? But from that mindset of dream, while I was in that dream world, anything was possible. I wasn't thinking about what I can and I can't do. Only thing I was thinking about was what I could do, and flying was the thing. So under dream, think like a kid. So from that perspective, have you ever asked a child, if you have any children yourself, you know, at the age of 7, 8, you know, what do you want to do when you grow up? What do they say? You know, I want to be a scientist. I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a doctor, right? So those are all great things, but they say those things because what do? They believe that they can achieve them, right? It's not until we get later in life where that same one that wants to be a doctor, you have teachers or people around them saying, well, I don't know, your grades maybe aren't as good as a doctor should be, so maybe you shouldn't be able to do that. Or, I don't know, that's a lot of schooling. Are you sure you want to do that? Right? So what happens is as we grow up, those limiting beliefs start to happen. So number 1, I want you to dream and think like a kid before you even get into your goal. Right? So have that mind frame of understanding of there's no limits. So now with that framework, what do you want to accomplish? So just think about what type of goal you want to accomplish. Is it long term for the end of the year? Is it, you know, within the next 6 months? Is it the next 3 months? Think about what you really want to accomplish, but start with that mind frame. So as I was saying before, we tend to limit our beliefs based on our past experiences. And, you know, using that same example as kids growing up, you know, reality starts to hit in where, yeah, I wanted to be an astronaut, but I don't know if they're going to be able to, if I'm going to be able to pass that flight test, or I'm not sure if I'm able to do those tests that they have where you're spinning all around and I'm not trying to pass out, or man, that's a lot of schooling. I don't know if I could do all that school. So we start to limit our own beliefs, but everyone else around you is limited. So you start to believe that yourself. So the great quote right here, whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're right. That's Henry Ford. And that really goes from that mindset standpoint of if you think you can do it, then you can achieve it. But if you are coming from a place where you've been downed and you've been told that you aren't good enough, or you've been told that you won't be any good, or you hear rappers attend to this where they're saying, you know, my teachers always told me I wasn't going to be anything, right? But if you tell kids that all the time, what do you think they're going to believe? And as an adult, you're going to have that same understanding. So get rid of those limits and beliefs. That's number one. Start with dream. Number 2, set your true goal. And the reason why I said true goal is going to be different than a regular goal, and I'll go into that a little bit more. But as you can see right here on the right of your screen is a Lamborghini Huracan. This is the Lamborghini Huracan Spider, actually. Now they have a Lamborghini Performante, which is the next level up from the Huracan. And for me, this is one of my true goals. I know this was not necessarily centered around fitness, but this is a car that really, really excites me. It's a brand that actually really excites me. From a young child, I can always remember when I had posters on the wall, to little race cars, to those things that excited me. And then over time, I started really getting into the research aspect and just reading about the car. I mean, the styling of it. I mean, obviously the price. All those things really excite me about the car. And just recently, I started going to car shows that specifically had these type of cars, which are called supercars, in them. So I can really start to experience that. I'm starting to follow people on YouTube and really getting involved as far as how can I really achieve this goal that I want to. I mean, last couple months I went to Philly, and they had a driver's experience, and one of the vehicles there was a Lamborghini Gallardo. So I got a chance to finally get behind that car and take it around a closed track. And man, that car is fast. I'm so excited about that it's really like coming back to me now how like jittery I was about it, and how excited it makes me. And I mean, and I already know that that's one of my true goals. And a lot of people really know about this goal. So when I tell you this was gifted to me, this is a Lamborghini Veneno. So this is obviously a model, but this real car, they only had made 5 of these cars, and in a coupe, and they made, I think, 4 of them in a Spider edition. But stuff like that, man, really, really excites me, and I tell people about that goal. And some people, you know, will give me with that limiting belief and saying, okay, well, how you going to achieve that? Or, man, you want a Lambo? Like, why look at me like that? What makes you think that I can't get a Lambo? You know what I mean? So many people want to limit you. I'm not going to limit myself. So set your true goal. Define what you really want to achieve with your goal, right? And then what's your why? Understanding what your why has come from one of the gyms that I work at, and your why has a deeper motion than just, you know, you want to achieve it or a surface level reason. It's deeper than that for me. I want to be able to attain those things that seemingly sometimes are unattainable to people, right? I don't think that I have that mindset of, oh, well, I can only afford this at this particular time, so I won't never think beyond that. If you don't think beyond that, then you will never achieve anything beyond that, right? So what do I have to do to be able to achieve this car? All right, cool. What do I got to do to be able to maintain that car? All right, cool. What do I got to be, you know? So I think like that, and then I raise my own beliefs to be able to achieve it. So many other people have it. Why can't I? So set your true goal, and let's get some parameters as to what that really means, right? So on the left, we have some vague goals. A vague goal would be like, I want to lose some weight. And I call that vague because there's nothing measurable there, right? Think about it like this. It's January 1st, right? And you weigh 200 pounds. And by February 10th, you weigh 195, right? But then by the end in December, you weigh 205. So you did lose some weight, but that goal was so vague and you didn't keep it off. Were you happy with that? No, right? Because it was such a vague goal. Same thing with I want to lose some fat, or I want to lose fat. How much fat do you want to lose? What does that body percent even look like? What would that look right for you, right? Very vague. So there's nothing measurable for you to do there. And I want to be healthier. I hear that one probably more than any other one. I want to be healthier. And that's a good vague goal, that to want to be healthier. But now let's really find something that's going to be measurable for you, so you can say, I went from this level of health to now this level of health, right? So some true goal examples, and this is actually one of mine right here. I want to be able to do a handstand push-up. So what makes this a true goal? One, can I even do a handstand yet? I can do a handstand, but I can't do one without being on the wall, right? In that position, can you do a push-up? Right now, I can get lower. I can go about halfway down and then pop myself back up. But there's so many dynamics to that now I need to practice. One, I need to practice my balance when I'm in a handstand to do it without holding onto the wall. And two, I need to start building up my strength in that military press so I can press my body up from the ground and overhead. So there's so many complexities there inside that true goal. There's many things for me to work on. But at the end of the day, that's the true goal. I want to be able to do that. But I can work on push-ups. I can work on military press in the meantime. I work on core strength. I can work on balance. I can work on being in that handstand and being comfortable. So you see how many things that you have within that goal? Another one would be, I want to be able to complete a triathlon. So with the triathlon, traditionally you have, right, a run, a bike, and a swim. So can you swim? Yeah. Maybe you have to learn how to swim. Maybe you're not good at riding a bike, or you've only rode like BMX bikes or mountain bikes. Now you got to learn how to ride a road bike, right? And then get your endurance up for that. And then running, how far can you run now? Are you jogging? Are you actually running? Or are you doing distance? Or you can only do sprints? But there's so many complexities there that you have such a true goal to push you out that you have something to work for that whole year or even longer. And the last example is another one of my true goals. I want to be able to squat 1.5 times my body weight. And I'm actually closer to this one than the handstand push-up. And that's by just steadily doing strength training and on a weekly basis, having a template of how heavy I'm going and how heavy I want to go, and then pushing it from there. So those are examples of setting your true goal. Your true goal should encompass all your other goals. So them smaller goals that you have, they're great, but make your true goal that much higher so then you will achieve those smaller goals as well. Number 3, make a plan. So let's go back into our memories again and let's think about a time where it was maybe Saturday morning, right? You worked 40, 50 hours for the week. You wake up, finally no alarm clock, or if you have young children, they wake you up talking about they want breakfast. So you're trying to, brush your teeth. Now you're thinking, man, I got to clean the house. I have to do the dishes. I got to, hit the laundry. And all this while you're just brushing your teeth. You're trying to go throughout the day. And you also like, wait, I also got some health goals, right? You're not going to be like, bam, let me drop everything. Now's the perfect time to go to the gym. Not with all that stuff on your mind, right? The perfect time to start something never arrives. So if you don't make a plan, that gym or that health goal that you have will never happen. So what does making a plan do? Planning provides you with control over your outcomes. The more control you have, the more confidence you will have to achieve that goal. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, once you have a plan made, that's the first thing that's going to be on your mind because that's something that you have to achieve that day, right? Think of it like a doctor's appointment. You wake up and you're like, all right, man, I got this doctor's appointment at 10 o'clock, so I can probably fit in cleaning the dishes real quick, jump in the shower, get the kids ready, and I'm going to hit this doctor's appointment, right? But that has control over that outcome versus, well, I don't know, I'll get to the gym sometime today, or I'll get to the doctor's at some point of the day. That would never work, right? So making a plan is like having a roadmap in front of you, marked with your end goal in mind. Now think about like this, like a GPS, right? Say you're new to the area, right? And you want to go to the nearest store. So you set your GPS. You kind of know how to get there, but not necessarily sure. So it's like, all right, I'm going to take that main road and I'm going to try to go down that one because I want to remember that one. But you set your GPS anyway, right? So you set your GPS and then out of nowhere on that main road is a down tree that fell overnight, right? So you have your GPS set. So what do? You spin around and what happens to the GPS? It says recalculating, right? And it shows you a different way to get there. But the end goal is still you getting to that store. And that's what making a plan pretty much does for you. So there's going to be bumps and things that happen throughout the day or throughout that week to try to bump you off of that particular thing that you want to do for the day. But all you got to do is recalculate it, and you know that's still in the back of your head. I need to be able to accomplish that, and that's what it'll do. So planning also provides contingencies to excuses. So it's not so easily ready to be like, well, I'll just sit on the couch today, or I'll go to the gym next week. Nope, you make that plan, and that's what you know you have to do. So, houseway, right? How do you make the plan? So with this, I'm going to show you how I made a plan based off of this particular goal. So one of the things you have to do is answer the who, what, when, where, and why. Simple, right? So the goal I'm going to do right now is based off of losing 10 pounds of body fat. So that's the goal or the example that I'm going to use, and I'll show you how I would do that. So number one, I would take all my measurements, right? So this is going to give me a standard as to where I'm at right now. So I would do my body fat percentage. I would do tape, so I would measure myself, and then certain locations. You just always mark that. You know, your basic locations would be your hips, your waist, maybe your thighs, calf, and maybe your arms, right? So take those sites there and measure those. And also, obviously, take my weight. Now, you can do the body fat. They have body fat calipers that you can use, or they have a little machine where you grab and it'll tell you your body fat. And now they also have those scales that you can step on that have your weight and how much body fat you are, and they'll call your BMI. So I will start there as number one. Number two, I will find out how many calories I'm supposed to be intaking on a daily basis. Again, this is going to give me a scientific basis as to one, where I'm at, and then where I'm trying to go. You can get basic calorie intake calculators, through the internet. You just put in calorie calculator, and then it'll show you, put in your height, your weight, and how much you weigh now and how much your goal is, and then and your gender. So it's easy to find that information out. Number three, define how many days you'll be exercising and what days they will be. Treat it like an appointment. So that goes back to that doctor's appointment, right? If you make a doctor's appointment, you're not going to say, all right, well, I have a doctor's appointment on Tuesday, and then wake up Tuesday and be like, I don't feel like going. But don't say nothing, right? You would either make sure the doctors know because they're going to charge you anyway, or you would find your way to get there, right? So treat it just like an appointment. How many days you're going to be going, and then what those days will be. And I would also make 1 or 2 contingency days. Say if you're going 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. All right, you don't get there Monday, that Tuesday should be the very next day you go. That should be your Monday. And the same thing with Wednesday. Thursday should be that day. Number 4, define your actual workouts. This will be a little bit harder if you're not that well versed, but if you're at a gym, you can take classes, right? Usually they have that class schedule there. I'm taking this class, and this class each time of the week. Or you can do your home workout by finding one. Either a trainer gives it to you, you design one yourself if you're that versed, or obviously go to the gym, etc. So find out what your actual workouts are, and then where you're going to be doing them at. And last, tell everyone. We don't got to tell everyone, but tell someone. And the reason for telling someone is strictly accountability. Think of it like this. If I'll use that same example with the Lamborghini. If I didn't tell anybody that I really wanted to get this Lamborghini and that's what I really wanted to do, I probably would have never received a gift, right? So this to me shows that someone else believes in me. So then when it comes to me on my journey, they're saying, well, how you doing with getting that thing that you want, right? It's the same thing. If you don't tell anybody about that goal, then it's just as easy for you to give that goal up because you're the only one that knows about it. So you're like, well, I won't go to the gym today because ain't nobody else knows. So who's going to call me up and tell me, like, yo, making sure I'm going, right? One of the best things you can do is get what's called an accountability buddy, or someone that is also trying to do the same goal you are, and just link up with that person, link up your schedules, and then that person can also push you, and you can push that person to get to the gym, do the workouts, and you guys are in it together. All right. And last but not least, execute. I mean, execute is the last thing to just really do it. Now, on the right-hand side, you see a cartoon picture of someone doing a row with a dumbbell. Now, the top picture is the lady is arched up too high, meaning she's going to feel a lot in her lower back, and her neck is too high. She's pushing off a little bit too much. She's going to feel it in her neck. She's not in neutral spine. The bottom picture, everything is correct. She's in good alignment to be able to do those rows. If you find yourself being that top person, not necessarily knowing how to do those workouts, then I would definitely get a personal trainer or another professional that can help you map it all out. Or if you have someone that's well versed in the gym that is your buddy, then make sure you work out with that person. But if you can do the green on the bottom, then just execute it. But I would definitely allow that personal trainer to show you some things, because that would also help with accountability as well. All right, so any questions that you guys have, comment below. Please give me a like if you like this video. Comment below any questions that you have. I'll get back to you. And you can also email me. You have my email. And I hope you guys enjoyed this type of video. I will give more presentations as they come. Let me know. And as always, guys, make life fit. Have a great day.